So yesterday's class we covered two problems, one on triangular lamina and the other one on square lamina. So both the problems are related. So we are in the stage of category 1 and type 1 problems. So I have categorized these problems just to make the concept clear to you people. Others, if I cover the problems randomly, it will not be better. So it is suitable, or it is desirable to classify those 50 problems into 6 types with 2 major categories and 3 subcategories. So major categories, you have HP resting problems and VP resting problems. So out of these 2 major categories, you have subcategories. 3 subcategories you have. Number 1, general type problems, which are very easy and simple, straightforward problems. So they are not tricky, they are very simple and easy, straightforward. And then second one, beta angle. So second type, beta angle, though it's related to type 1, it's a part of general problem, but the third step of the problem will be associated with beta angle. So in the type 2 beta angle problem, step 1 and step 2 will be similar to your type 1 general problems. So the variation you find in the third step. So in the third step of the problem, you find beta angle concept. So it's similar to your general type problems, only you find difference in third step. And then type 3 are the most tricky and twisted and complicated problems, which require some additional understanding. So some extra understanding of the concept and some using of the mind is needed for conditional type problems. In conditional type problems, the problems will not be straightforward. So some conditions will be given. So you have to study the condition. Based on the given condition, you have to proceed with the problems. So we'll go to the next 2 problems. We will not waste time. So maybe 2 or 3 problems may be possible to cover in this 1 hour session. So we'll go to the third one. So this was the first problem which I had explained you. I'll just go through this. So this was the solution of the first problem, triangular lamina, and then the second we did square lamina problem. So then this is a solution given in your VTU solution book related to square problem. So next we'll go to the next problem. So next problem will be on rectangular lamina. It's a problem number 12 of your VTU solution book. So read the statement of the problem, understand the problem. A rectangular lamina of side 20 mm into 30 mm rests on HP on one of its longer edges. The lamina is tilted about the edge on which it rests till its plane surface is inclined to HP at 45 degree. The edge on which it rests is inclined at 30 degree to VP. Draw the projection of the lamina. So it's a category 1 and type 1 problem. So by reading the problem, first you have to justify whether it's a HP resting or VP resting. So read the problem. So it's given clearly in the problem, the lamina rests on HP. So it is the lamina is resting on HP. So let me use the pen. So you can see that the lamina rests on HP. The lamina rests on HP. So it's a category 1. It's a HP resting lamina. Another key point is, so the surface inclination is given. You can observe this part. Surface is inclined to HP at 45 degree. These are the 2 key points based on which you can decide that the given lamina is a HP resting lamina. So either of these 2 key points are given, it's sufficient. One of these 2 key points are sufficient enough to decide that the given lamina is HP resting lamina. So it's given in the first line clearly, it rests on HP, and then it's also stated that the surface is inclined to HP at 45 degree. So these 2 key points of the statement suggest you that it is a HP resting lamina. So next we'll go whether the lamina is resting on edge resting or corner resting. So even that is also clear here. So it states that it is resting on one of its longer edge. So you can see that longer edges, it rests on one of its longer edges. Since in a rectangle you have 2 types of sides, shorter side and longer side. So you will be having a pair of shorter sides and pair of longer sides. So it's given clearly that the lamina is resting on edge resting. It's a edge resting rectangular lamina, and it is resting on longer edge. So it is not resting on shorter edge. So you have to take longer edge of the rectangle as a reference. So this is about the first step. So first step is your foundation. So your first step, so it is it tells you about that the rectangular lamina is resting on HP. The top view will be a true shaped rectangle with longer edge as the reference, and the top view will be a horizontal line. So then we'll continue with the next step. So you can see that in the next step the surface inclination is covered. So the surface of the lamina is inclined to HP at 45 degrees. So you can observe the step 2 figure over here. Step 1 figure, I have just placed the rectangle. I have just placed the rectangle with longer edge. So this is a longer edge. So I have placed the rectangle with longer edge as a reference, and I have placed it parallel to HP. So you can see that, so the rectangle is placed parallel to HP, so it is resting on HP, horizontal plane. And then the wall which you find it opposite, so it is perpendicular. So the rectangular lamina in the step 1 figure, so the rectangular lamina is placed parallel to HP by taking the longer edge of the rectangle as reference. Coming to the second figure, so in the second figure, surface inclination is covered. The surface of the lamina is inclined 45 degree to HP. So you can observe there in the second figure, the longer edge is held. The longer edge is held. I have held the longer edge. So the longer edge of the rectangle is held, and then the rectangle is rotated in anti-clock direction. So in anti-clock direction from the right hand side, it is rotated at an angle of 45 degrees. So you can see that angle also I have highlighted. So the lamina is tilted at an angle of 45 degree. So from the ground level. So 45 degree to HP I have mentioned in the figure. So when you tilt the lamina to 45 degree, so if you look up from the top, so the top view of the lamina will be rectangular lamina itself, but it will not be in true shape. So it will be an irregular shaped lamina. Because of inclination, the regular shaped rectangle will get converted into irregular shape. And then the front view, if you observe, so if you observe the lamina just opposite, so if you just observe the lamina in opposite, just opposite to you, so on the opposite wall, that is a vertical wall, so your vertical plate. So on the opposite wall, if you just look up in opposite direction in front of you, you will get a 45 degree line. So the top view of the lamina in step 2 will be 45 degree line, and the front view of the lamina will be a 45 degree line, and the top view will be an irregular rectangle. So this is step 2. Coming to the next step, step 3, VP angle is covered. You can see that the edge on which it rests, is inclined at 30 degree to VP. So that I have shown in the third figure, step 3, you can see that. So this is the longer edge which I have hold it, longer edge of the lamina. So the longer edge of the lamina, the edge on which it rests, it is resting on longer edge of the lamina. So the longer edge of the lamina, I have tilted 30 degree to VP, that I have shown the angle also in that is in anti-clock direction. So you can see that. So the angle 30 degree to VP, the angle is measured from the vertical wall, from the opposite wall, not from the horizontal wall, from the opposite wall. So your opposite wall represents vertical plane. So from the opposite vertical wall, so you can see that the angle is measured 30 degree in anti-clock direction. So the longer edge of the lamina is tilted 30 degree to VP. In the second figure, you can see that the longer edge of the lamina is placed perpendicular to VP. It is placed perpendicular, 90 degree. So here in the third step, instead of 90 degree, the longer edge angle, instead of 90, it is reduced to 30. So it is reduced to 30 degree. So that 30 degree I have just highlighted over here. So this is about then in the third step, if you look at the lamina from the top view will be the same top view what you got it in step 2, the same top view will get it, but the longer edge will not be 90 degree, it will be 30 degree. So the top view of step 2 and top view of step 3 are similar in dimension. Front view of step 1 and front view of step 2 are similar in direction. This you have to note it down. Whatever the front view you get in step 1 and whatever the front view you will getting in step 2. Front view of step 1 and step 2 are similar in dimension. Just the difference with angle. So in the first step, the front view is horizontal line, it's a 0 degree. And in the next step, it will cover HP angle. So it will be 30 degree. That is, it will be 45 degree to HP. You will get a 45 degree line. But dimension will remain same. Similarly, top view of step 2. In the second figure, what was the top view you got it? And in the third step, in the third figure, whatever the top view you will be using. So both the top views are similar in dimension. So whatever the irregular lamina you will be getting in second figure as a top view, the same irregular lamina is used as a top view in third figure. But the difference you find it in the resting edge angle. So the longer edge of the rectangle in the top view of second figure, so it is placed parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. It is placed 90 degree to VP, vertical wall. In the third figure, the longer edge of the rectangle, it is just tilted to given VP angle. The given VP angle is 30 degree. So instead of 90, it is just reduced to 30 degree. So it is similar in dimension. So then finally the final front view of third figure with the help of locus line from the corresponding views. So you will get an irregular shaped rectangle. So finally in the last step, so both the top view as well as the front view will be irregular shape because of inclination, because of HP inclination and because of VP inclination. As far as the lamina is placed parallel, you will get true shape. So if it maintains parallel or if it maintains 0 degree. So if the lamina undergoes inclination, so between 0 and 90, it will not remain in true shape. It will not be regular shape. It will get converted into irregular shape lamina. So that is the reason. That is the reason the top view in second step you get it as irregular lamina because of HP angle, and then the top view and the front view in the third figure, both the views will be irregular lamina because of both HP angle and VP angle. In the third step, both the angles are covered. HP angle is also covered and VP angle is also covered. Since both the angles are covered in the third figure, so the corresponding views, the top view and the front view in the third figure, in the third step, you will get irregular shape rectangle. So we'll just go ahead with a simple sketch. So let us draw the XY line, and just briefly I'll just explain you. So this is the XY line drawn, and then I'll first construct the regular shape rectangle. So in your sketchbook, so you will draw a vertical line. So the rectangle longer edge is 30, so you will draw a line, vertical line AB 30 mm, and then a horizontal line BC 20 mm, then again CD 30 mm and join it. So just using 0 degree and 90 degree combination, you can construct this rectangle of 30 and 20 mm combination. So this is the top view, and label the top view with alphabets A, B, C, D. And then to get the front view, so we'll draw the projection line. So let me use this projection line blue color. So draw the projection line. So when you draw the projection line, you will get the front view. The front view will be a horizontal line. So this is a front view. So this is step 1, foundation step. So in the next step, so HP angle 45 degree, the lamina is tilted, the surface of the lamina is tilted 45 degree to HP. The front view will be a 45 degree length. So whatever the front view you got it in step 1, the same front view you have to measure with your compass and just construct it in 45 degree direction. So this is a 45 degree angle. Then after that, to get the top view of second figure, so to get the top view of the second figure, so draw the projection lines. So draw the projection lines. So I'll just use the blue color. So draw the projection line from the front view and from the top view. So then I'll use the red line. So to get the irregular shape rectangle. So this is my irregular shape rectangle. Join it and label it with either A, B, C, D, or you can also use it A1, B1, C1, D1. It doesn't make any difference. So this is step 2. So in the step 2, so the surface inclination with reference to HP, 45 degree to HP is covered. So the lamina is tilted 45 degree to HP, the front view is a 45 degree line, and then the top view is irregular shape rectangle it is. Then in the last step, in the third step, the longer edge, the left side of the longer edge of the lamina, so that is inclined 30 degree to VP. So first we will construct 30 degree line. So we will construct 30 degree line. After constructing 30 degree line, so how to transfer this lamina? How to transfer the top view of the lamina in the third step? So first construct the 30 degree line, measure the longer edge. Obviously your longer edge will be 30 mm. So just mark this 30 mm line. So mark this A to B. So A to B it is 30 mm. So mark this 30 mm line. Then after marking this, so keep your protractor center point at position A, and then measure this. So this is our, let me just highlight this. This is A, B, C, and D. So this is your A and this is your B. So keep your protractor center point at position A. Consider a 90 degree line with dimension AD. So measure the dimension AD of this lamina. So measure whatever the dimension. Obviously it will not be 20 mm, it will be less than 20. So measure the dimension of AD. Keep your protractor center point at position A and construct a vertical line, 90 degree line with the dimension AD. So this will be your AD. So this will be your AD. Then again similarly, keep your protractor center point at the position B. Construct a 90 degree line with dimension BC. So measure the dimension BC of the previous top view. Then this will be your BC. Then join it. So in this way you will be transferring the irregular shape lamina from second step to third step. So in this way you have to measure the dimension of irregular shape lamina, and with the help of basic concept. So the reference is longer side is the reference. The longer side AB is the reference. So first you will be defining the line AB on the 30 degree line. Then after that, with AB line as a reference, you will complete the lamina. So from the position A, keep the center point of your protractor, consider a 90 degree line. So it should be a 90 degree line with dimension AD. Whatever the dimension, the line AD, you get it from irregular shape lamina. Measure that and construct a line. Then again similarly, keep your protractor center point at position B. Measure the dimension BC. BC will be similar to your AD dimension. Consider 90 degree line BC and then join the line CD. So you will get this irregular shape rectangle in the third step, top view. Then next, to get the final front view, draw the projection line. So draw the projection line from A, B, D, and then C. So these are the projection line we have drawn. And here in this projection line, the front view, the left hand it has A and B, you find it, and then the right hand you find C and D. Here you find C dash and D dash, and A dash and B dash, you find it. So just study the locus point and get the irregular shape rectangle. So just study the locus point. It starts from A. So it starts from here, AB. Then you'll get C over here, and then you'll get D over here. So this is a final view. So I'll just make it clear in the next figure. So in the next slide I'll just show you the computer figure. So you can see the computer figure drawing here. So there in the first step, rectangle of 30 and 20 combination with 30 longer edge as a reference is taken. The top view is a horizontal line, 0 degree line. So it is labeled with A dash and D dash. D dash is placed under bracket because if you look at from the bottom, so A is visible, B is visible, whereas D and C are hidden. So the hidden edges are placed under small bracket. In the next step, the same front view, whatever you got it in first figure, is transferred in the next step. It will be similar in dimension. It is tilted at 45 degree, and then the projection lines were drawn, and then from the corresponding views you got the irregular shape. This is irregular shape rectangle. And in the next step, last step, 30 degree line was constructed, and then on this 30 degree line, so the longer edge AD was placed, and then from here, from the position D and position A, 90 degree line was constructed, and the line DC and AB was measured, and that was marked, and then the irregular rectangle was transferred. And then finally the projection line from all the four corners of the rectangles were drawn from both the views, and then by studying the locus point you will get the final irregular shape rectangle. So this is about rectangular laminar problems. So if you have any doubt, please activate your audio and you can ask questions. If you have no doubt, then we will proceed to next problem. Anybody have doubt?
No sir. No sir.
So no doubt. Then we will proceed to next problem. Shall I proceed to next problem?
No sir.
Okay. We will go to next problem. So please deactivate your audio. We will go to the next problem. So the next problem statement, it's a problem number 19 of your visualization. Edges 25 mm is resting on HP with such that the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with HP. And it is inclined at 45 degree to VP, draw its projection. So as I told you, this category 1, type 1, general type problems, they are very simple and straightforward problems. So it will define your lamina in HP resting position with either edge resting position or corner resting position, and it will provide you basic angles, HP angle and VP angle. So initially you will get inclination surface, lamina inclination of surface of the lamina with reference to HP angle, and in the third step you will get inclination of the resting edge inclination with reference to VP plane. You will get it. So it's a similar. So type 1 triangular lamina, then square lamina, rectangle lamina, and then this is a fourth problem. So same similarity you find it. So concept is similar, only the variation in lamina you find it. So I'll just go ahead with this. So you can so by reading this statement, so first you have to define whether it's a category 1 or category 2, whether it belongs to HP resting or whether it belongs to VP resting. You have to identify. So it's given in the problem that it is resting on HP. You can observe here. So it is resting on HP. So it's a HP resting problem. Another key point is the surface makes 60 degree with HP. This is another key point. So out of these two key points, if any one is stated, it's sufficient enough. If the first key point resting on HP, even if it is not given in the problem, and if you find that surface makes an angle of 60 degree with HP, so only the second key point, if it is given, it is sufficient enough to decide that it is a HP resting lamina. So well, both the key points are given in this statement. So with the help of these two key points, you can go for a conclusion that So it is a HP resting lamina. So you have to rest the lamina on horizontal plane. Now you have to decide whether it's a side resting or whether it's edge resting or corner resting. So that is also given here, side, such that resting on HP with one of its sides. You can observe over here. It is resting on HP with one of its sides. So it is a side resting lamina given. So it is a edge resting lamina given. So first figure, look at the first figure. So this is a pentagonal model. So I have placed the pentagon parallel to HP. So by taking one of the side of the pentagon, left side, so I have placed the pentagon with edge resting position. So this is the edge. So the left side of the pentagon is the reference edge. So which I have hold it. So the edge of the pentagon I have hold it. So the left side of the pentagon I have hold it. So that is the reference point. So this will be your first step. So the pentagonal lamina with edge resting position is placed on HP. So the top view you will get a regular shaped pentagon, and the front view you will get a horizontal line. Coming to the second step, HP inclination, surface of the lamina inclined to HP angle. So here it gives that the surface makes an angle of 60 degree with HP. So I have shown the angle 60 degree to HP here. So the left edge, the resting edge, I have hold it. I have hold the lamina with reference to the edge of the lamina. The left side of the lamina I have hold it, and I have rotated the lamina in anti-clock direction from the right side. So in anti-clock direction from the right side, I have tilted the lamina in anti-clock direction from the right side at an angle of 60 degree. So that you can observe the figure here, 60 degree to HP I have shown it. So the angle line I have shown you, horizontal line and then the inclined line. So the horizontal line is the reference. So the horizontal line indicates horizontal plane. So horizontal plane. So with reference to horizontal plane, I have tilted the lamina to an angle of 60 degree in anti-clock direction. So that is the step 2. So in the step 2, the lamina is tilted, the surface of the lamina, the entire surface of the lamina is tilted 60 degree to HP. Now if you look at the top view of the second figure, if you look up from the top view will be, of course it will be pentagon, but it will not be in true shape. It will not be in regular shape, it will be in irregular shape pentagon. So the top view of second figure you will get it as an irregular shape lamina. The pentagon will be irregular shape, it will not be regular shape. And then if you look at in front of you, if you look up, so the front view will be a 60 degree line. So in the first figure, the front view was a horizontal line, 0 degree. In the second figure, the same front view. What are the front view? You got it in first figure. So the same front view, similar in dimension, the same front view is shown in the form of 60 degree line. So this is the second step. Third step, so it's given that the edge on which it rests is inclined 45 degree to VP. So the third is VP angle is covered. The edge on which it rests is inclined 45 degree to VP. So third figure, we can have a look on the third figure. So this is the resting edge. This is the resting edge of the lamina. So you can observe that the resting edge of the lamina is tilted 45 degree to VP. In the second figure, the resting edge was 90 degree to VP. It was placed perpendicular to VP, 90 degree to VP. So in the third figure, instead of 90 degree, I have to reduce it to 45 degree. So I have reduced to 45 degree. You can observe over here. The resting edge is reduced to 45 degree to VP. So the 45 degree angle is taken with reference to vertical plane, that is your opposite wall. So from the opposite wall, so you have measured the angle 45 degree in anti-clock direction. So that angle I have shown it 45 degree to VP. So the reference here, it is the horizontal line from where the angle is counted 45 degree line, it stands on VP. So with reference to the vertical plane, the angle is given. Now if you look at from the top, the top view of the figure will be similar to the top view you got it in second figure, but the resting edge will not be 90 degree, it will be in 45 degree. So the top view of second figure, the top view of third figure are similar in dimension, only the difference is with the angle of resting edge. In the second step, the resting edge of the pentagon is 90 degree to VP, and in the third step, the resting edge of the pentagon will be 45 degree to VP. And then if you look at the pentagon in opposite, in front of you, so the corresponding front view of the lamina will be irregular shape pentagon. It will be irregular shape pentagon. So both the views in the third figure, top view as well as front view, both will be irregular shape lamina. So just we'll have a look. So we'll just go for the freehand sketch. So I'll just construct the XY line. This is the XY line, and then I'll go for the first step, top view. Already I have taught you how to construct a pentagon in edge resting position and corner resting position. So since it's edge resting position, I have to construct a line AB of 25 mm. So construct a vertical line. All this you have to do it on sketchbook. See what are the problems I am covering. So daily, immediately after the end of the problem, you have to work out this problem on your sketchbook. So your sketchbook is provided with square boxes of 10 mm dimension. So it's just similar to your graph sheet. It's just similar to your graph sheet. In a normal graph sheet, those boxes of 10 mm dimension, you will get 10 divisions. You will get 10 division lines. You will get, representing each line will be 1 mm. But here in your sketchbook, you will not find divisions. Only the midpoint of the square boxes you find it. A marking you will find midpoint, indicating that it's a 5 mm. So you can, with the reference to the marking, we can mark the dimension in your sketchbook easily in step of 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on, both in horizontal direction and vertical direction. So you should solve all this problem on your sketchbook. Write down your name and register number on every page of your sketchbook. Scan them with your CAM scanner application. So do this and get it ready. At the end of the chapter, I may ask you to submit the problem, or at the end of category 1 problem. At the end of category 1 problem, I may ask you to submit the sketching of all those category 1 problems, so via the CAM scanner. So just scan it and make sure that you have written your name and number on all the pages, because it's an online evaluation. It's an online evaluation, so you have to mention your name and number on all the pages. So this you should take care.
Sir,
Pardon?
Sir, our
Yes?
sketchbook had to
Okay, that I'll get back. So at the end of the problem, I'll ask you a question. No, at that time you can raise your questions. So right now, focus on the class. So deactivate your audio. Focus on the class. At the end of the problem, I'll give you time to speak up. You can clarify your doubts. So coming to the construction of the pentagon. So consider vertical line AB of 25 mm dimension, and then keep the protractor center point at A. Construct a line AE with the interior angle 72 degree, and then keep your center point of protractor at point B, and construct a line BC with interior angle interior angle is 108 and exterior angle is 72 degree in pentagon. All this I have made it available to you. I have taught you, so you can use either exterior angle or you can use interior angle. Better to remember exterior angle 72, because ultimately in the computer drawing, so the same exterior angle you will be using it, 72 degree, and then 144 minus 144, then again minus 72 degree. So since in computer drawing you will be using exterior angle, better to follow exterior angle in this manual sketching. So consider a vertical line. So and then keep your protractor center point at position B. Construct a line BC with exterior angle 72 degree. Then again similarly construct a line AE with 72 degree exterior angle, and then after that at position B, so just bisect the arc and then again bisect the arc of 25 mm radius, join it. So in this way you will get pentagon. It's a freehand sketch I have highlighted over here. So this is the top view of pentagon. So it is called regular shape pentagon. So then to get the front view So just draw the projection line. So when you draw the projection line, so these two will be meeting each other. So this then the top view will be a horizontal line. This is the top view of the pentagon. And then in the next step, HP angle you have to cover 60 degree HP angle. The same top view you measure it and then construct a line, 60 degree line. And then to get the irregular shape top view of the pentagon, draw the projection line. So draw the projection line. So from the corresponding front view, corresponding top view, and then get the irregular shape pentagon. So irregular shape pentagon, you will get it like this. Just have to join it. So sorry, one more line, there should be one more line over here. Oh, one more line is needed. So one more projection line. From here. Then with the help of this we can get the pentagon. The pentagon will be like this. So this is irregular shape pentagon. So in the next step, so this causes HP angle. So in the last step, so the side on which it rests, the edge on which it rests is inclined at 45 degree to VP. So 45 degree to VP. So you can go ahead with the next step. You can construct 45 degree either in anti-clock or clockwise direction. So you can make it anti-clock also, you can read. So next projection line will be, so construct a 45 degree line. This one I'll just roughly I'll explain you. I'll explain you in the next figure. So this is 45 degree line. So the reference is edge AB. The edge AB of the pentagon. This is a reference edge. Measure this edge of the pentagon. It will be similar in dimension. So just place the hexagon on this line, and then you should with the help of this resting edge, you have to complete the pentagon. How to complete the pentagon, I'll explain you in next figure. So here it's difficult to explain. I'll go to the next figure. So here I'll explain you. So in this figure you have seen the computer figure. So normal, the regular hexagon pentagon is constructed, the top view is obtained, and then the top view is measured and it is shifted to 60 degree line in the second figure. Please, some of you have activated audio, please deactivate your audio. And then with the help of the projection lines drawn from the front view and from the top view, with the help of all this projection line, you got the irregular shape pentagon. So here the irregular shape pentagon you have to transfer in the next step. So in the third step, so first is 45 degree line is constructed. Consider a 45 degree line, and then on that 45 degree line, measure this edge AE. Of course, it will be 25 mm. So measure the edge AE and transfer this edge AE on this 45 degree line. So after you transfer it, so how to get the other four sides of the pentagon? How to transfer? See, in computer drawing, you just make copy of the. You will be using move command with copy option. You will just move the irregular pentagon and you will just move and place it on 45 degree line. Computer drawing is very much easy and simple and very fast because of copy and paste option. Whereas in manual drawing, in your sketching, you cannot copy and paste it. You have to redo it. So it takes little bit time. So this is the reason why 60% weightage is given for sketching and 40% weightage is given for your computer drawing, because of available of shortcut commands. So here the question is, how will you transfer this irregular shape pentagon, top view of the pentagon to the third position? So you have constructed a 45 degree line and you have marked this edge AE So AE edge is marked on the 45-degree line. Then after that, so I'll just give a hint point. Out with this one edge available AE, we have to get the other 4 edges. The edge, the side AB, the side BC, and then the side CD, and then the side DE. Please deactivate your audio. Somebody has activated audio. Please deactivate your audio. So one key point what I'll tell you. So we have constructed 45-degree line and we have placed the side AE, which is 25 mm. So look at the second top view here. So can you find here along the edge AE you have one intermediate point here. I have just highlighted. Mark that point as, let me mark it as 1. So just to measure the dimension E1 or A1 and then just mark it over here. So this will be just let me take one some reference you can take, either 1 or X, Y or Z or M or N, you take anything, or just you take a dot. So you can find that. So between AE, the line AE, you find one intermediate line which is connecting to the position C. So that dimension you mark it A to 1 or E to 1, both will be same. So just you mark it. So from that position 1, consider 90, keep your protractor, center point of your protractor at the position 1 and consider a 90-degree line. So consider 90-degree line. So when you consider the 90-degree line, then after that you measure this distance 1 to C. Measure the distance 1 to C and mark this C position on this 90-degree line. So with this, out of 5 corners, 2 corners already we have defined, that is corner E and corner E is already defined. The remaining 3 corners, out of the remaining 3 corners, corner C we can define in this way. I'll repeat, to pentagon has 5 corners, A, B, C, D and E. Out of 5 corners, 2 corners are defined on the 45-degree line, corner E and corner E. Now the question arises here, how do we get the other 3 corners? Out of those 3 corners, 1 corner, that is corner C, we can get it by taking this as a reference. So in the second figure, top view of the second figure, along the line AE, you find a line C. You find one intermediate line. It is called median of the lamina. You find a median of the lamina. The median of the lamina gets connected to position C. So you just mark the median of the lamina and label that median as either with M or N or X and Y or Z or with number 1. So let me mark it with 1 and then measure the distance E to 1 or A to 1. Mark it on this 45-degree line. Then from position 1, keep your protractor center point, align the line of the protractor along the line of AE with center point of protractor placed on the position 1, consider 90-degree line of some dimension. After you consider the 90-degree line, so measure the dimension of the median of the lamina, that is 1 to C. What are the median of the lamina? You get it in second figure, top view. That 1 to C is called median. So measure that and mark this 1 to C. So in this way you got one corner of the pentagon, that is corner C. Then after that it is easy to get corner D and corner B. How to get? So just measure the distance C to D. Measure the distance C to D from the second figure, cut an arc. Take your compass, measure the radius as C to D, cut an arc, then again measure the radius in your compass E to D. Keep your compass at E, bisect the arc. So you will get the corner D. Similarly, to get B, measure the distance C to B, keep your compass at position C, cut an arc. And then again measure the radius A to B, measure the distance A to B and take it as a radius in your compass, keep your compass at position A, bisect the arc. So when you bisect the arc you will get corner B, and then after that just join it, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and already A is available. So in this way you can get the third top view. So the top view in second figure and the top view in third figure are similar in dimension. Only the difference, the resting side AE in second figure, it is 90 degree to VP, and then the resting side AE in the third figure, it is 45 degree to VP. That is the only difference you find it. It is similar in dimension. All the 5 sides of the irregular pentagon are similar in dimension of second step and third step. Then after that, as usual, you have to draw the projection line to get the final front view of the pentagon. Draw the projection line. So from A, B, then C, D and E. You have drawn the projection line from the top view, and then similarly projection line from the second front view. So just study the locus point, locus of A and locus of A dash. So first point will be on, so this will get A dash. Second point, locus of B dash. This is second point, B dash. And then locus of C and locus of C dash. This is third point. This is third point. And then locus of D and locus of D dash. This is next point. And then finally locus of E and locus of E. This is your last point. So just connect this A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash, and E dash to A dash. So this will give the final front view of irregular shape lamina. So the last front view, the last part of the figure, the last that is the front view of third step. It's very easy and simple. You have to just draw the projection line. With the help of the projection line drawn from the corresponding views, so you can easily get it. So there is no difficulty in getting the last view of the problem. So hope you have understood this. Now you can activate your audio. So someone of you was clarifying about the sketchbook. So you can activate your audio, and if you have any doubts related to the problem or related to the sketchbook, you can ask it. If you don't have sketchbook, if you have a graph sheet, if graph sheets are available, you can make use of graph sheet. One of you speak and others deactivate your audio. Others, please deactivate your audio. Everybody, if you activate your audio, no, I'll not be able to hear your noise. I'll not be able to hear your voice. Yeah, you just tell your name and ask the question.
Sir, double sound आ रहा है.
That's what I'm telling you. One person should speak, all others should deactivate your audio. At a time, please, one of you speak, others deactivate your audio. Who want to speak? Tell your name. Who want to ask question? Yeah, if somebody want to ask question, go ahead. And others, please mute your audio and listen to his question. Yeah. Any question? See, regarding sketchbook, most of you are not. If you have sketchbook, please do it on the sketchbook. If you don't have sketchbook, see if possible graph sheets are available. You can do it. Even that is also not possible. So you can go ahead with your normal white sheet. With your normal white sheet, whatever the long notebook you have it, so you can go ahead carefully you do it. So you can do it even without sketchbook, but accuracy will not be 100%.
So I have a
If you
little
have the sketchbook, since the sketchbook has graph
I
sheets
just
in the form of
was
clear boxes,
anyone's hungry.
you can easily mark the damage. If it is not available, you can do it on plate sheets or roll sheets or whatever the long notebook available with you. You can do it and write your name and scan it. Scan it and store it in your CAM Scanner app. So at the end of category 1 problem, you submit all the problems. Anybody have doubts, questions related to the problem? Yeah, when I'm giving you time to speak, so please speak up. Activate your audio and speak up. Yeah, waiting for your question. So we'll just get back to the main screen. So today's class, let us wind up the class with this. Tomorrow I'll take up hexagon and circle. So today's class we have completed rectangle and pentagon, as I told you. So maybe 2 problems you can do it in 1 hour session class. So hope so rectangle problem and pentagon problem I have made it clear. Tomorrow we'll take up hexagon and circle. So that will complete type 1 of category 1 problems. Then after that we'll go to the beta angle problem. So yeah, anybody want to ask question?
No, sir.
No questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Shall I wind up the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.